Okay, great. All right, good. We're set. That's good. That's fine. Fine.
I'd given up on love, I'd given up on me. Everything before you was never as it seemed. I was running out of reasons, I was running out of time. I thought I'd stop believing, then you showed me the light. You found me in the darkest night, you're my angel, you saved my life. I can't believe we're standing here. What's mine is yours and yours is mine. I'm lucky till the end of time. I wanna spend forever with you. I do, I do.
Family and friends, welcome and thank you for making the journey to join us in this magnificent cathedral. We are here to celebrate the wedding of Miranda Wessinger and Michael McGuire. And while marriage is what brings us together today, what Miranda and Michael bring to this marriage has been born from the love, friendship, and guidance each of you has offered them. So, of course, they are overjoyed that you are here with them on this wonderful evening. These beautiful and storied grounds seem to invite us to open our minds and hearts to this celebration. So it is fitting that with Michael and Miranda's family and dearest friends here in this wonderful setting, we begin. Michael and Miranda would like to recognize their parents on this occasion and offer their profound gratitude for the love and care they showed in raising them. Your unconditional love and support throughout their lives has inspired them to become who they are today. And they thank you from the bottom of their hearts. Without you, this day would not be possible. Who brings Miranda to join Michael in marriage today? All right. Before asking all of your guests whether they think this is a good idea, I must ask each of you, are you sure?
I think so.
All right. That's all I get? There you go.
Yes.
In a few minutes, Michael and Miranda will make their personal commitments to each other, but they first ask their family and close friends to bestow a blessing upon them. I'm obliged to ask if anyone opposes this marriage. Please speak up now. These guys are over here. So, for those in favor, do all of you who have supported these two in friendship and love now bestow your blessing on their union and their new family? Miranda and Michael have asked me to say a few words about what marriage means to them. First, they are incredibly thankful for all the rich experiences that have brought them to this point in their lives. The heritage each brings to this marriage will continue to be an important element in their life together. But it is while together in marriage that they will now create a new story and new traditions. Marriage has a clear and powerful meaning for each of them. It includes lifelong commitment, companionship, family, support, patience, the unbelievable good luck to find someone with whom to grow. In its essence, marriage is an unfolding and maturing of love, freely given, gladly returned. It is both ordinary and extraordinary because it's about everyday living, but now enriched with a life partner. It is a relationship based on love, trust, and the determination of both wife and husband to adjust to each other's temperaments through the conditions of health and sickness, joy or sadness, ease or hardship. This is the spirit of the vows of Miranda and Michael. This time I ask all of you to consider for a moment that these two began their adventure over 3 years ago, and that today they continue their journey, made stronger by the commitment they make here today. The really cool part of all this is that we are here to witness and celebrate the start of the rest of their lives together. So allow your spirit to release the very best wishes for Miranda and Michael. I'm going to ask Justin Parker now to come and present a reading.
A Marriage by Mark Twain. A marriage makes of two fractional lives a whole, gives two purposeful lives a work, and doubles the strength of each of them to perform it. It gives of two questioning natures a reason for living and something to live for. It will give a new gladness to the sunshine, a new fragrance to the flowers, and a new beauty to the earth, and a new mystery to life.
And Sharon Sell?
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana in Galilee. The mother of Jesus was there, and Jesus and his disciples had been also invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to me? And my hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now standing there were 6 water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 30 gallons. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." So they took it. When the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine and did not know where it came from, though the servants had drawn the water new, the master of the banquet called first the bridegroom aside and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and the inferior wine after the guests had too much to drink. But you saved the best wine until now." What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and the disciples believed him. Thanks be to God.
Thornton Wilder described the significance of the marriage vows this way: "I didn't marry you because you were perfect. I didn't even marry you because I loved you. I married you because you gave me a promise." That promise made up for your faults, and the promise I gave you made up for mine. Two imperfect people got married, and it was the promise that made the marriage. And when our children were growing up, it wasn't a house that protected them, and it wasn't our love that protected them. It was that promise. Ready? Michael, are you ready to enter into this marriage with Miranda for a lifetime, no matter what? Miranda, are you ready to enter into this marriage with Michael for a lifetime, no matter what?
Yes.
Miranda, repeat after me. I, Miranda, take you, Michael, to be my husband,
I, Miranda, take you, Michael, as my husband,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
in plenty and in want,
in pain and in want,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in failure and in triumph.
in failure and in triumph.
I will love you and honor you all the days of my life.
I will love you and honor you all the days of my life.
This promise is made in love,
This promise is made in love,
kept in faith,
kept in faith,
lived in hope, and eternally made new.
lived in hope, and eternally renewed.
Michael. I, Michael, take you, Miranda, to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, in plenty and in want, in sickness and in health, in failure and in triumph. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life. This promise is made in love, kept in faith, lived in hope, and eternally made new. Will all those you witnessing these promises do all in your power to uphold these two persons in their marriage? We will. All right, you're going to invite Sue Fitzgerald now to do the reading.
Union by Robert Fulgham. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks, all those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you have just made are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, for you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife.
Rings are an ancient symbol, blessed and simple. Round like the sun, like arms that embrace. Circles. The love that is given comes back around again and again. Therefore, may these symbols remind you that your love, like the sun, illuminates, and that your love, like arms that embrace, is a grace upon the world. Repeat after me as it's your turn. The rings on. Michael, we have a ring. Miranda, take this ring, and with it my promise of trust, patience, and love for the rest of my life. Michael, take this ring,
Michael, take this ring,
and with it my promise,
and with it my promise,
trust, patience, and love for the rest of my life.
trust, patience, and love for the rest of my life.
May you who give it and you who wear it. No, that's it.
Did I put the ring on there?
Yes, he gets a ring too. Got it? May you who give it and you who wear it honor the promises it represents as you bind your lives in each other's keeping. Miranda and Michael, yours, like any great union on this planet, was a matter of destiny. You have spoken your promises, you have exchanged the signs of your commitment each to each. Now may the love you have for each other on this day sustain you as you go forth upon your journey of life together, embracing the joys with laughter and the sorrows with strength. I leave you with this. Success in marriage does not come through finding the right mate, but by being the right mate. And I remind you what Bon Jovi said when asked for the secret of his long marriage. He said, "My wife tells me if I ever decide to leave, she's coming with me." All right, it is with great pleasure that I now declare that you have married each other in the presence of these witnesses, and you are now husband and wife. Michael and Miranda, husband and wife.
Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you.